Hello and welcome back to Quarantine Games. Today on Quarantine Games we're going to play a game that comes in a bag. Yes, it's a very small game. It's called Love Letter. And Love Letter is a great little card game. It's a deduction game. And it's kind of a micro game because Love Letter has only 16 cards. Not 16 different cards, just 16 cards altogether that make up the whole game. It plays with up to 2 to 4 players, but you always use only this very small set of cards. They come in 8 different varieties, and each of those 8 different varieties is a different character. Now, the conceit behind this game is that there is a princess who lives in a castle, and we're going to play her suitors. So we're going to be trying to get our love letters to her. The object is to have her in our hand when all of the cards have been dealt out, and that represents us getting that love letter to her. But there are all these other characters in the castle that are either going to help us or might get in our way as we're trying to get our love letter to the princess and receive her tokens of affection. There are princes that might cause people to discard their hands. There are guards that will get in our way, or handmaids whose job it is to protect the princess. It's all about looking at the cards that other people are playing, trying to deduce what they have in their hands, and then either make sure that you hold on to the highest card or play cards that will sneakily knock the other players out of the game. The game plays in probably 20 minutes, all things said and done, for a 4-player game, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. And again, the website says that it's for ages 10 and up. Once again, we'll be playing with Serenity today to test that. And I think she'll do pretty well. There's not a whole lot of reading that's involved for younger kids. It's a lot about understanding the numbers, but also understanding the relationship between the cards. To which point, let's go to the table. I'll show you the relationship between those cards, what each one of them does, and then we'll play a couple of rounds so you can see how this game plays.
Hey, don't mess up the cards.
Okay, so as previously mentioned, there are only 16 cards in this game, and the cards come in one of 8 flavors. So these are the only 8 cards that are in the game. And they have relationships which will cause you to do different things depending on what cards you have and what cards you have and what cards you play. We'll start with number 1. Number 1 is the guard card. There are the most of these in the deck, so there's more guard cards than anything else. When you play a guard card, you have the opportunity to get what card another player is holding. If you are correct, they are out of the round. Number 2 is the priest card. The priest card allows you to look at another player's hand. So that can be very useful for figuring out what they've got, obviously. Number 3, the baron. The baron lets you compare your hand with someone else's hand. Whoever has the lowest hand, or the lowest card in their hand, is out at that point. So that's another card that lets you knock somebody out. The handmaiden, number 4, is a protection card. So when you play the handmaiden, nobody can play any cards on you until the next time your turn comes up. Number 5 is the prince card. This is kind of an attack card. It causes one player to discard their entire hand, and if they have, of course, the princess in their hand, when they discard, then they will lose that round. So that's a very useful card. There is the king, number 6. The king allows you to, sight unseen, trade your hand with somebody else's hand. So it can be a very interesting card. The countess, number 7. If you have the countess in your hand and you either draw the king or the prince, so the 5 or the 6 card, then you must play the countess on your turn. Other than that, and being a high-ranked card, she has no other effects. And then the princess, who is the highest-ranked card, you win the game if you end with her in your hand. In addition to that, if you, for any reason, have to discard the princess, you lose the round. And so those are all the cards. They come in different denominations. Again, they're the most of the guards. There's 2 priests, 2 barons, 2 handmaids, 2 princes, but only 1 king, countess, and princess. And so the way that these cards come out is going to make a lot of difference as to who wins the game. So now we're starting out the game. Each one of us has been dealt a single card, which we're keeping secret from all the other players. And then we're going to take the top card off the remaining deck, and we're going to remove that from the game for this round. So there's always one mystery card that is out of the game that leaves you guessing a little bit more. And then what's going to happen is we're going to go around and everybody is going to, on their turn, draw a card and then play one of the 2 cards they have in their hand after drawing. So we'll start with Patience to my left. She will draw a card. And then she's going to choose one of her cards to play.
I'm going to play the Priest.
So the Priest will allow her to look at somebody else's hand. So whose hand do you want to look at?
I'm going to look at Andrew's hand.
Okay, so I'm going to pass my hand over to her. She's going to take a look at that card, and then she'll pass it back to me. And that's going to be her turn. So we go next to Court.
So I'm going to play the Baron, and I'm going to choose to compare hands with Serenity.
Okay, so Serenity's right next. So they're going to look at each other's cards, and whoever has the lower card is going to be out. And it looks like Serenity is out, and so she's going to discard her card. There we go. And then the play is going to pass to me. So if you could pass me a card, please. Thank you. Look at my cards here. And I am going to discard the Countess. Now, normally these cards would be played in front of us, which really they should be because everybody should be able to see what everybody has played. It's part of the deductive portion of the game that helps you kind of figure out what everybody has. For the purpose of this video, we're putting the cards into a single discard pile just so that you can see all the cards. But again, normally we would want to discard these cards in front of us so that everybody could see and kind of try and figure out where the cards are at. So it's back to Patience's turn.
I am going to play a Handmaid, but I'm going to put it in front of me so that you guys know that
Okay.
I'm not available.
So that Handmaid protects Patience from any other action until her next turn. So Court's turn.
All right, I'm going to play the Prince.
Okay, so a Prince will allow her to cause someone else to discard their hand. In this particular case, that has to be me, because Patience is protected by her Handmaiden. I have a Prince, so I'll discard that. And then I will draw another card immediately to replace that. And I will draw a card because it's now my turn. So let's see, what am I going to do? Now, Patience is still protected, so I can't do anything with her. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a guard card down. That's going to let me guess. And I'm going to guess that Courtney has the Princess. And I was correct. So okay, and because Patience still has a 4 out, that means she is still in the game. And so I am going to pass the play to her. It's her turn. She can discard that 4. Now she gets to draw and play again.
I'm going to play a 2 and look at your card.
Okay, well, since you're the only one, I'll go ahead and do that hand face up. So she can see that I have a Baron, a number 3 card. I'm going to need another card here. All right, let's see here. I have, let's see. I am going to play this guard card here. And I'm going to guess that Patience has the King.
Correct.
Hey, so I guessed correctly. I guessed correctly twice in this case, so I got lucky and I won the round. So it's a 4-player game. We played 4 rounds. We'll play through one more here so that you can see how that goes, and then we'll see how quick it goes, and maybe we'll play through the rest of the game. So we're going to shuffle those cards together. And then we're going to redeal a hand of 1 card each. And I will go first this time because I was the winner. Okay, so here we go with round 2. Again, I'm gonna get to play first here. We each got a card, so go ahead and hand me another card since I'm so far away here. And I will play first. I'm going to start by playing a handmade. That's going to protect me. So we'll put that out there so that we can see. Patience's turn.
I'm gonna play a guard, and Court, I believe you have a Baron.
You're incorrect.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. All right, Court's turn.
All right, I choose this card because it's the top card.
You have no options.
I'm going to play the priest so I can look at another player's hand, and I choose patience.
Yeah. All right. Serenity's turn. So go ahead and get Serenity a card.
Give me this.
Got it?
And then which one will you play?
I'm gonna play guard.
Okay.
And I'm going to guess that Mommy has a princess.
You are correct.
Oh,
I
Mommy did have the princess. Good guess.
How did I do
That
was a
was
lucky
super
guess.
lucky. Good job.
All right, so Mommy's out of the round, and I get a card here.
Not correct.
Okay, let's see. So both of you guys are still in, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. I'm going to say... Court, do you have a Baron?
You were incorrect.
Okay, so no Baron for... So my guard is used.
Everybody wants to win, but I want to win the most.
Alright, I play a guard. I'm gonna guess that Andrew has the Countess.
I do not have the Countess.
Phew.
All right, Serenity, your turn.
Um,
Uh-oh, we're getting down to the last few cards.
Handmade.
Okay, handmade, go ahead and that means you're protected, so pass me a card.
I saw I had a handmade, and I
Alright.
was like, I'm gonna play it.
I'm going to pitch that and have Court reveal her hand and discard it.
What's it?
So she's discarding
Oh,
her prince, and then you do get to choose, draw another card, and then it's your turn, so you get to draw another card on top of that.
yep. Smack another card on it. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
I am going to play the guard, and I'm going to guess that Andrew has the Baron.
That is correct. I do have the Baron, so that'll knock me out. So now it's Serenity gets one last chance because there's only one card left, so she draws that last card. She gets to play one of her two cards.
Okay.
Now, if Serenity doesn't knock Court out here, then the two of them will compare their cards, and whoever has the higher card will win the round.
Well, I'm going to do a Baron.
Okay, so now they're going to compare, and let's see what everybody has.
I won!
Oh, and Serenity had a 6. Courtney only had a 2. So the king knocks it out. So Serenity won that round. So let's set it up and play another round and see who... So again, normally we would play to 4 rounds. I don't know that we'll play that long here on camera for you guys, but
Yeah,
we'll...
because that's way too long.
Or we would play... Sorry, the first person to win 4 rounds is how you would determine it. Not just to 4 rounds.
So Serenity, you'll go first this time
Wait,
since
what?
you won.
Oh.
Yep.
Here you go.
Oh no, it's just the beginning of a game and I don't have very good cards. I'm going to play guard. And I'm going to guess that Mommy has the Countess.
Incorrect.
All right. Could you hand me a card, please?
Why am I incorrect?
Okay, let's see. I'm going to play a Baron, and then I'm going to compare with Serenity. So let me see your card, please. Oh, she beats my other Baron, so I'm out of that round. And it's Patience's turn.
Okay, well, I am going to play a prince, and I'm going to make Serenity discard her card.
What? Oh.
Oh, she had the Countess. And then give her a new card immediately.
Gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
All right. I will play the handmade card.
Run a card.
So the court is now protected. She's got that handmade out in front of her.
Okay, play,
Wait,
babe.
it's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Mommy's hand.
Okay, look at it without showing court. Okay, and then give it back.
Aw, come on. I had a good idea.
All right, I'm going to play a guard. I'm going to guess that Serenity has the king.
No, incorrect.
All right. I am no longer protected.
Boy, protection.
I'm going to play a guard, and I'm going to guess that. Let's see. That Serenity has a baron.
Nope.
Oh, because there's starting two over there.
Oops. You want to draw a card for her?
There you go.
Ooh. I guess I get a little.
Okay. After you draw the card, you play.
It's your turn.
Prince. And I'm going to make, let's say, court.
What do I do?
You have to
You have to
discard,
discard your hand
discard and draw another one.
and then draw.
And
Okay.
add a
And now it's Patience's turn. That's the last card. So after she plays this card, then everybody, if everybody who's not knocked out, will reveal their card, and whoever has the highest card will win this round.
I think Serenity has the princess.
Nope.
Oh,
No?
she doesn't. Okay, so everybody reveal your cards. Courtney had
Court
the
had
princess.
it. All
So
right.
she gets one marker.
The
All right.
card. I only got a card.
So that's the way the game is played. Again, we would play to we would normally play to until one person had 4 markers, or 4 tokens of affection, as they're called. They look like these little cube things. We will go ahead and play the rest of the game out off camera, and then I'll come back with some final thoughts right after this.
So that's how Love Letter plays. It's a great little game. It plays quick, as you can see. There's not much in the bag, and so it travels really well because you don't have a whole bunch of stuff to carry around. It's the kind of thing you could easily throw into a suitcase or an overnight bag, and you can take it to a party or a gathering once we can have those again someday, and you can play it very quickly with a new group of players because it doesn't take very long to learn. To that point, there's a great app on the iOS App Store, and I believe on Android as well, a Love Letter app where you can play this game either against AI or online opponents. So while we're in quarantine, that's a great way to be able to bring the fun of Love Letter to people that you might otherwise not be able to get out and see right now. So that's Love Letter. It's a great little game. We really enjoy it. I hope that you enjoy it. If you'd like to pick it up, I'm going to post, once again, the link to the Amazon website. This game has recently been redone, so this is even kind of an older version that we have, the newer version. It's a little slicker. It's got some newer art and some fancier tokens in it that we have. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering how the rest of our game played out, Serenity did actually end up winning the game. So, just goes to show, even a 6-year-old can win this one. It's a great game. It's a fun game. It's Love Letter. Check it out. Look in the comments for the link. Well, that's all for today. I hope you will join us again the next time for another Quarantine Games. Until then, stay safe and stay well.